was a pretty good switch on my end. I usually fumble it a little bit, but we got it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Long time no see, folks, friends, guys. It has been a long, hot minute. Tom and I had a very busy week last week, so as we really didn't stream or honestly literally talk about Celebration at all. And then finally Sunday, we literally did not get off of the couch. You woke up, we were literally binging Celebration content, all of the highlights, the interviews, the live stage, panels, everything. Anything we could get our little hands on. We binged for maybe like 10 hours on Sunday. Yeah. I had such a headache afterwards, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
So here we are. We're finally, let's chat about it. And for those of you who were there, first off, I need to respond to all your guys' comments on my last 3 reaction uploads. I literally just uploaded them, and then I want to get to it because I know Ahsoka is hype, and a lot of people were commenting on that. Jedi Fallen Order's hype.
Yep.
Visions is hype, lots of hype all around, and some of you guys were touching on your experience. So for those of you who were lucky enough to go to Celebration, how are you recovering? Are you decompressing? Are you relaxing? Are you even home? How has your travels been? Share with us like what the highlight was of your time there. I was so salty because it literally seems like everybody in the Star Wars universe, in terms of like actors, showrunners, like everybody was there. It felt like.
Yeah. There was a lot of...
all the British people, we were saying.
Yeah.
All the English actors were coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it was really... I mean, there was obviously a lot that they were there to promote, right? A lot of new shows, a lot of movies. So, yeah, I mean, I think between Acolyte and Andor, I mean, it was like almost the entire cast for both those shows.
Yeah,
seems like
for real.
Was there, which was awesome. So
yeah, they definitely got the hype going for Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. Although, did any of those cast members do interviews? I don't know if I caught any of that.
Who?
Skeleton Crew.
No.
On the live stage, I don't think so.
I don't think they did. No.
But that was the first taste I feel like we've gotten about this show. I've been in denial that the show is even happening, to be completely honest, because we haven't seen anything about it.
Well, they showed a clip there.
I know, exclusively. So I'm still in denial that this show is even happening because when it comes to Star Wars and Lucasfilm, I have to see it to believe it. And in my mind, Skeleton Crew has still been so withheld. The details, like, I still don't know what that show is about, other than kids hanging out with Jude Law.
Yeah, well, it's someone. I think it was. No, they might have been on the live stage because. Oh no, it was Favreau. Anthony Carboni was asking Jon Favreau about it. He was saying like, it looks like it's like a Star Wars Goonies type of thing, right? Where it's a bunch of kids.
We were just talking about this over dinner. Tom was just saying that he's shocked nothing has been spoiled so far because they streamed tonight's Mando episode, which allegedly is going to be like game changing. Who was it? Was it Rick? Director Rick, who was saying...
Director.
There's no other Ricks, I don't think.
Director
Rick, who's saying that...
Executive producer Rick?
True, that too. He was saying to this episode, he and Katie Sackhoff were really hyping up this episode, and they had a joint interview, right? And they were saying that this like alters the entire chemistry trajectory of the show. So, Colin, I'm envious. But yeah, I'm also shocked and grateful that we haven't seen any spoilers because they streamed that early to some of you lucky souls.
Yeah. For anyone who has seen it, do not spoil in the chat, please. Yeah. I don't think that anyone would because it's been relatively tame. But let's we got like 5 more hours here before people can actually see it. So let's let everybody enjoy those 5 more hours.
Director Rick. Oh my goodness. Dave, what's up?
Episode's around 50 minutes.
Yes, it's going to be a late night. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm very excited. But also big news. I think everybody was anticipating that the Mandoverse was building up to perhaps a cinematic event. That was kind of rumored, right? Mm-hmm. Or at least a lot of people. That seems to be a new trend now. Popular television series will finalize in a cinematic feature film format, which I am curious because there hasn't been a Star Wars film in the movies in a long time, and now one of the first ones that's going to come back out is going to be like, oh, you needed to watch Mando, Book of Boba Fett.
That's great. That's how it should be.
I don't know about that.
That's why a lot of the pushback for the sequels was like, people felt like it wasn't building on anything that came before, right?
That's true.
Like, it's not wasn't expanding on the lore. It was basically, taking a story that's already been told and tweaking it a little bit, and
true.
not really addressing the previous lore. In particular when Force Awakens came out, I would say.
I did hear this. Opening Crawl is coming back.
Oh.
Yeah, Alice, for some of the lucky souls who were there, they streamed this evening's episode 7. Literally, what the F? We only have 2 episodes left. I can't believe it. But yeah, they did a sneak preview. Not even preview. They streamed the whole episode to those who attended that panel. So Colin is one of the lucky souls in an elite class now of individuals who have already seen it, who are living in the future from the rest of us. Skeleton Crew is also part of the Mandoverse. I should have known.
Yeah, Mando, or Skeleton Crew, Mando, Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of years of episodes and stories and streaming leading up to one event.
Danny! We love you, Danny. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that you are here. Good to see you. Right? Yes, Mary Elizabeth, who's allegedly Tom's first celebrity crush.
Sky High.
Yup.
Sky High.
I know her as...
We didn't watch it the other night.
We didn't.
I told you.
Is it even on television?
Probably on Disney Plus.
It's actually probably
on Disney Plus. Sky High.
Yes.
Shout out to all the Sky High fans in the chat who know what I'm talking about.
Right. This was really redeeming, Colin. Yes, I think a big major highlight of this year's celebration was a lot of actors who have previously gotten quite a bit of flack from the darker corner of the fandom finally were shocked by the praise and the recognition that they received. I have to get shout out to the London, audience, everybody who was there. I feel like they really showered everybody with so much love and adoration to the point that everybody was so shocked by their reception when they got introduced and on the live stage, and Daisy Ridley, who was literally I don't want to, if in the event that this isn't actually fact, I don't want to spread false rumors, but I believe she took a much needed hiatus off of social media to literally drown out all of the post sequel, I don't know if that's true. That could be a lie, but point is, timing, maybe coincidence. She was on social media. Sequels happened. She dipped off of social media, only just recently came back, years after. And then for her to get that welcome at Celebration was amazing. Obviously, the love that Hayden got, to the point he was moved to tears. Yep. That was amazing. Tony Gilroy seemingly was I'm so glad that they saw how much people love Andor, because I feel like within the fandom it's still underrated. I don't know. So I'm really glad that Andor got so much love and praise, and even all of the new people from projects that we haven't even seen yet, the new actors and of Ahsoka and Acolyte, everybody was just getting such a warm welcome, which I feel was just a highlight to see during every single interview. They were all just saying this is unbelievable.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I love that they emphasize the Star Wars newcomers and make that a point to get their feelings and thoughts on what Celebration is like and what coming into Star Wars is actually like. Because hearing all the newcomers' perspectives and their stories and backgrounds is always just so cool. And in particular, the ones who are diehard, lifelong fans, and they're just over the moon excited and say how much of a dream it is of theirs to be there and to be on that stage and to be at Celebration. And then talk about Miss Stenberg.
Yeah.
Coming in as with the Padme cosplay, right?
Goated.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome. Like she comes out on stage with the Padme costume cosplay.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It was sweet.
So awesome.
Freaking sick. Way to make a mark for the first Celebration. But I feel like they did a really good job. Even though I think they released an exclusive Acolyte, teaser, I'm definitely still hype after hearing a little bit more about the show and what the showrunner, the writer, Leslie Headland, was saying. That they're approaching it in order to tell the story of how the downfall began for the Jedi, from the point of their peak to the Phantom Menace when things are slowly starting to deteriorate, even though they might not know it yet. But in order to tell a story of that transition, why not tell it from the perspective of the antagonists? Like, I'm so hyped for that. That's going to be sweet. It's going to be so good.
Yeah, Colin, that's a great point. When Dave and John were on the live stage and Dave was getting emotional and he took his hat off, that might have been my favorite live stage appearance. Just because to see him, I mean, his story is so awesome, how he got to where he is now. And I mean, his love for the franchise and Star Wars is just so deep. I mean, it's his entire life. So to see him get touched in that way in that moment was just like, I mean, just got goosebumps just thinking about it. It's like this is, we're blessed to have this man helming the franchise at the moment because, I mean, he just completely deserves it. And, he's going to pour his heart and soul and everything he can, and everyone on his team and everyone that's under him, he's just going to inspire them to give their best performance, put out their best work, do whatever it takes to put out the best overall product. So seeing him get that praise and seeing him get emotional, that was probably my favorite Celebration live stage highlight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of people got emo. Alice, it's all, at least the snippets that you can watch that are available to the public, it's all on the Star Wars YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So they have every single interview from the live stage, literally hours worth of content. I honestly felt like we were there because I low-key didn't watch, other than what you forced me to watch, I didn't really watch any highlights or anything from last year's Celebration because, as you guys know, I was supposed to go and then something came up and I had scheduling conflicts, so I wasn't able to go. So Tom went. Mm-hmm. So I was just so salty.
That's where I got the shirt.
That's right, yeah. I was just so salty that I couldn't go. So I just didn't even really watch any of the content, frankly, interviews, anything, because I was just so upset. I was like, I should have been there. But this year, since neither of us could go and it was a different situation, we binged everything. And here's now, let's put a feeler out, Japan 2025, which I know I've been hyping up to you guys. I'm going to the next one, no matter where it is. And then they dropped that on us. It's like, oh, that's even a little bit further.
Across the pond, but the western pond.
The other pond, yes.
The pond to Asia.
So anybody have any idea? They're already like, I'm going no matter what. Oh, Dave, let's go. 2 months of membership.
Dave!
Thank you so much for being here. It is very cool that it's Ewan McGregor's wife. Plus his uncle was Wedge Antilles. Yes, that's right. Yeah, Ewan's daughter had that scene with him on Dayu in Kenobi, which is very cool. He's getting his whole family involved. Or rather, I guess it started with his uncle, Wedge Antilles.
Yep.
So proud of Dave. Couldn't be more happy from starting in Nickelodeon animation. Yeah, also to mention we owe him for one of the most amazing shows on television ever, Avatar, to now helming live action Star Wars and now a feature movie. Yes. I am actually feeling super confident. I know this is a topic that a lot of us in the fandom, I feel like, have discussed. It's hard to take it's kind of a boy who cried wolf situation. It has become, it feels like with cinematic Star Wars, and when we will make the return to the theaters to see it on the big screen, because it feels all the time like we're getting rumored new projects, rumored new films. So and so is directing a film. It felt like every other week there was an announcement about films in production, and then films getting shelved or worse, canceled, or falling through. So it had gotten to a place where I was just like, I can't believe it until I hear it from the mouth of a Lucasfilm executive. So this is coming from me. I have been literally the most skeptical, and I don't want to say pessimistic, but I've been the most wary when it comes to believing anything about Star Wars movies on the big screen, because it's just like, I'll believe it when I see it, but I have faith, considering they announced it at Celebration. I feel like that's pretty binding, or at least, a form of accountability. Like, they made a big deal to announce it, and not only just announce that there were films in development, but talk about what they are going to be about, which was, giving us a little bit of a taste of what to expect from each of them, how they are all going to be different. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking that as a really good, I'm feeling really confident for once that we are actually like, yes, it's happening. It's working. It's working. It's working. No. Yay.
Yeah. Of the 3 they announced, what are you the most excited for?
The one was about the Dawn of the Jedi, correct?
Mm-hmm. The first Jedi.
Dave Filoni's is going to be the culmination of the Mandoverse, which I think will be amazing, but not to say it's not going to be special, because we've been getting all of that content recently. Like, the Mandoverse, I think, means a lot to us because it was the spark of Disney Plus and kind of really like revived the fandom. But because we've been with those characters and that content for a while, I think I'm a little bit more excited. Not that I'm equally excited for all of them, but I'm most curious to see the first ever Force user, like literally a brand spanking new, untouched, uncharted timeline, people, characters, and also like, what did they do? How did that go down? What was the reception? Because I imagine it maybe wasn't even positive at first. If people all of a sudden see their neighbor using the Force and they don't know whether it's good or bad necessarily, like, that could be really interesting to explore. But I've also said, guys, I'm really effing excited for post-sequel content. And I'm especially excited that they're still including Daisy Ridley, because I feel like it'll give her a chance to, just the way the sequels were received. Not that she needs redemption in any way, shape, or form. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm just glad it's giving her another chance to come back to the fandom in a fresh, new, something different that's not tied down to the constraints of the Skywalker saga. Because Rey is a great character, and I feel like there's still a lot more to explore. Like, she really had only just begun when the Rise of Skywalker happened, so I think there's a lot more to explore. My only genuine question is, what is the conflict going to be, if everything was seemingly resolved in the Rise of Skywalker? So I am curious about that. But I'm just excited for all of them.
No.
What about you?
I have a clear favorite.
Dave Filoni?
Yes. Clear, in a way, easily the one I'm looking forward to the most. It's the culmination. It's the culmination of years of storytelling that we're going to see. Versus both the Dawn of the Jedi and the Rey post Episode 9 one are both at the beginning, right? Like, they could tell more stories after that, and they're basically starting new in 2 different eras and going to expand forward. Versus this film that Dave Filoni is going to create is the culmination and the ending of a certain era, and we've been building up to it. So, give me that ending. Give me that ending.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not going to be good. I'm excited about all of them.
I know.
Damien asks, are we going? What do we think about it being in Japan? I'm excited that it's giving...
We already bought flights.
No, we low-key looked at flights.
We're actually taking a boat. We're boating.
Yeah, it has to leave now if we want to get over there by then.
I'm not taking a dinghy.
We're kayaking. I mean, Tom and I have definitely talked about it. I think still too early to call, but I think it would make it an especially special experience, like you were saying,
Yeah.
it would be unique to say that we went to Celebration in Japan, It's two exciting things on top of each other. And I did have low-key been saying this whole time, I'm going to the next Celebration, no matter when and where it is, because this one's going to be hot. It's going to be the Revenge of the Sith anniversary.
20 years of the goat.
That's going to be long awaited, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Acolyte content. In terms of content, I feel like this was probably the best Celebration to go to.
It's great timing.
I'm so salty.
I mean, there was the only major. Well, obviously, they showed Acolyte footage and Skeleton Crew footage and Andor Season 2 footage. But the only public major new thing was the Ahsoka trailer. I don't know. I think last year might top it.
Well, Kenobi hype was unmatched.
Yeah, we got... They literally premiered Kenobi at last year's. And they showed multiple Mando trailers after its 1.5-year hiatus. And we got the first Ahsoka teaser. No, it's probably about the same in terms of content that they showed that was there. And we got that exclusive Bad Batch trailer. They showed exclusive Bad Batch stuff at this one too. So yeah, I think you're right. This one probably.
And we have Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
Like the content was just.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We got a little bit of everything. I mean, yes, Kenobi hype was just palpable throughout the whole fandom. Even for those of us who weren't at Celebration, it was just everyone foaming at the mouth. But this Celebration touched on freaking every single project in development, even past projects like Kenobi. I'm just salty. I'm happy for those of you who are able to go. Where are we? Buying into the theory that the Dark Force users in the Ahsoka trailer are possibly using Kanan's lightsaber. Coincidence that the last possessor of Kanan's saber was Thrawn? I don't know. Oof.
Yeah, Sal, I'm glad you brought this up because I saw one person tweet about this. One person tweet a side-by-side comparison of the chick's saber, comparing it to Kanan's saber, and it does look identical. I think it's probably way too much of a coincidence for Dave Filoni's taste to not actually mean anything. And you know that Kanan is going to be involved in one way or another, right?
He better be.
He obviously he has a son, right? He and Hera have their
what's his name?
Hybrid kid.
He has a name, right? Isn't it Nick?
I think it's Jason.
Yes, it's a
Jason.
It's a real name.
Kanan, Hera, and Jason. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, do we see a Kanan Force ghost?
Or the wolf?
Yeah, we gotta see the wolf, right?
I hope.
The Loth Wolf.
I was low-key wondering if they were gonna tease that at all in the trailer, but
they teased. We saw the Loth Cat.
That's right.
We've also seen a Loth Cat in Mando. So
that's right. This. Thank you so much. Good to see you again, my friend. Love you. We love you back. What are your predictions for this episode 7? I don't know. I'm nervous based on the hype it was getting at Celebration, thanks to Rick and Katie and everybody. I haven't seen anybody spoil it on Twitter, but I have seen people tweeting about their reaction to the episode, spoiler free. So I'm freaking nervous and excited. Did you think episode 6 felt like an SNL skit? It definitely took me out of body a little bit. I genuinely didn't believe. I was like, what am I watching? Is this the same show?
Just the Jack Black and Lizzo pieces, right? I thought the investigation
and then
the
that was
end
amazing.
scene with obviously Bo and Axe Wolves fighting.
Yeah.
Right? All that was awesome.
Yeah,
and Din kicking the super battle droids was hilarious. I was cracking up. Just this dude goes from hating droids to just trolling them. And then obviously he finds the right one and then he gets clapped.
Yeah, he got rocked.
Yeah, but that was outside of the Jack Black and Lizzo stuff.
Not that I was
I thought that it was.
against them.
It felt like a normal.
I was not against Jack Black or Lizzo at all. It just definitely, it's kind of out of body. It's the equivalent of when we saw like Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's kind of just like, yeah. I can't unsee you though. Like as Ed Sheeran, yeah. Like this is weird. Yeah. But I don't know. But it's cool. Like I don't feel necessarily like one way or the other about it. But I love both Lizzo and Jack Black.
Yeah, I mean that's it. You just nailed it. Like you just see him and you're like, oh, Jack Black. This is a show. This is all made up. This is not a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Versus if they had just cast two randos, they would have been just like, wow, these people are very strange. They have a very unique way of life. Versus you're like, oh, it's Jack Black and Lizzo. So yeah, it definitely pulled you out of it. But how about But I mean, Back to the Future guy didn't really pull me out of it either. I also didn't really recognize him at first.
Yeah, he doesn't have his hair.
Yeah. But the whole like separatist plot and the Count Dooku fanboy plot, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then Bo just puts him in his place.
I loved that it was just a sprinkle on top of all of the other, hints and warnings that we have gotten this season that no, it's not safe. Like the New Republic is not fully intact or in control. Something's coming. Empire's still looming. Separatists obviously still looming. People not happy with, way things are operating still. Like there are lots of lingering threats that are kind of all getting stacked on top of each other. And so that's why I'm like only 2 episodes left. That's why I'm kind of nervous because I feel like something's going to collapse. It's going to be like chaotic. I don't know. But thank you again. Just this.
Thank you very much.
Excited for Vision Season 2. I know. I'm so glad. And I can't believe we're already getting it literally less than a month away.
Go back. Predictions for tonight. I definitely think the Moth is showing up. We're going to see the Moth. Outside of that, I literally have no idea. Nothing. Zero idea.
I bet it ends on a major cliffhanger.
I would bet that too. Yeah, I would bet that too.
I'm scared.
I would bet that too. Do we see Mace Windu?
Oh, goodness. Dave, thank you so much, my friend. I think that masked Inquisitor Ahsoka is dueling with is... Oh!
Dave.
Yes, there were a lot of people discussing, the dire need for her to come back. She is a very... Actually, this is something I wanted to talk about. We get, Dave confirmed that Tales of the Jedi Season 2 is happening. He has more stories up his sleeve. I think a storyline focused on, Barriss. Because if it follows in the same formula as the first season, which it had 3 episodes for each Ahsoka and Dooku to, dive a little bit deeper into their backstories, I think one for Barriss could be sick to show how she, turned so, radical? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like how she became so radicalized and
so uncivilized?
So uncivilized, yes. Because I think a complaint that a lot of people have is it kind of happened relatively, seemingly quickly or like, what more justification maybe. Like I would love to explore what things that maybe happened to her and then, how, if she survives, Order 66. Like, that could be really... I think it would be great and perfectly timed, too, depending on when the next season would come out. If Barriss is going to be a key player, potentially, in the Ahsoka show. Because she is a big key player in the course of events that altered, the rest of her life. So, I don't know. That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know... if it's necessarily the Inquisitor. But I think it would make sense if Barriss became an Inquisitor, right? I mean, obviously she's in Coruscant prison at the time of Order 66, or we can assume that. So who's to say that they didn't take her and put her in the Inquisitor program and
Do you
torture
think they
her?
would have killed her? If she was in prison and they received executive orders, kill every Jedi. They cannot be trusted, any of them. But she was already in jail. Do you think they would have been like, I mean, she's already locked up anyway, or do you think they would have been like, I guess we have to.
I
Orders
don't
are
know, but
orders.
I mean, obviously the Grand Inquisitor survives. Reva survives. Like they find these living Jedi,
yeah,
and turn Inquisitors out of them. So who? That's something I've always wondered. Like, okay, who made the call of, oh, instead of killing this one, let's take this one as an Inquisitor? It's a very good question.
Well, I think if you notice the trend, Reva was a child. If we look at Trilla, she was still a young Padawan. I think they definitely target.
But the Grand Inquisitor wasn't.
I mean,
The Grand Inquisitor was a
he might have been
adult
like,
Jedi Temple Guard.
yeah. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just saying.
Maybe Utapauan's aged really quickly. So maybe he was like
differently.
Maybe he was like 2, but he's a full adult.
Yeah, I don't know what his age range would have been during
pretty wrinkly.
that time period, but
But Barriss certainly wasn't a youngling.
No, but she was a teen. She wasn't a master.
But they certainly tried to kill Ahsoka. Wouldn't they have just killed Barriss?
In prison? Like, wouldn't they have just killed her in prison, you're saying?
Well, yeah, she's like the same age as Ahsoka, so...
That's true.
And the clones clearly did not hold back against Ahsoka.
We are behind on the chat. Whoops.
Ooh, that's a good question from Micah.
Whoops. Do you think we'll get Rex in Ahsoka? Oh!
Yes.
Another important person.
Yes. I would be stunned if Mr. Rex doesn't show up.
Yeah, I think that would be a big fan favorite. Sorry, let's catch up a little bit. Went on a lot of tangents. Apologies.
Din playing Whack-A-Droid.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh no, yeah, I feel bad I didn't get a chance to catch up with Zach. Oh, I have to go rewatch his reaction. I didn't get a chance to talk with him, yes, because I couldn't stream. I was awful and totally... I had some scheduling conflicts and I totally forgot I couldn't make it to the stream on Thursday, and there I was boasting that Zach and I were going to have these huge, like, celebration FOMO live streams, and then I sucked and totally, like, could not make it. So I have to go and rewatch his reaction. No,
it's probably very funny.
It's interesting because I saw a lot of mixed opinions. Like, people who hadn't necessarily been digging this season as much seemed to really like the episode. That's not, I'm not trying to generalize. I just saw some people saying that seemed to be a trend. Like, a lot of people who, you know, haven't been feeling it or getting into the season as much really liked the episode. Definitely saw mixed opinions regarding... I think we all feel the same way, though, when it comes to cameos in Star Wars. You know, it just... Especially because Jack Black is so... As soon as you hear his voice, you know who he is. So it immediately just took me out a little bit. I was like, wait, what? Like...
Nacho Libre.
Oh, God. Nacho Libre is full of rock. Yes. Oh, Jerry, thank you, my friend. We love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words.
Yeah, there was a good... Where was it? Keep scrolling.
Yo, Kyle. Heck yes.
Kyle.
It does look amazing. It looks so
What
good.
up?
I'm just so glad that we're getting a second season. Tell me when to stop when you see it.
Alice is begging Colin to give a hint. No hints, Colin. No hints.
Colin must feel so powerful right now. He has this secret knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, you can go on Reddit and find it. I saw that.
No, we only have a few more hours. Hang in there, everybody.
I don't want to do it.
Hang in there. Were we supposed to get the Ahsoka show in June? I low-key didn't think we were even going to get it in the summer at all. I thought it was supposed to be fall, aka fall in Star Wars means end of November. Like, that's what I was anticipating. So when I saw August, I was like, granted, it probably is going to be end of August.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like Star Wars shows are always at the end of the month. Yeah, so... But I was definitely still surprised that we're even getting it just that soon at all. That's only we got pretty much April's already halfway over. Got May, June, July. We got like 4 months.
Yep.
Did you find it yet?
No. Oh,
Bismo,
that comment from Nicholas about Kenobi. Right below where you highlighted. Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about this?
Well, they were talking about Kenobi. Like, yeah, Kenobi, like people are talking about story, this and that for other shows. But like Kenobi, for the most part, I mean, really the story is incredible. But like you look at like in terms of like set design, locations, I think it's arguably the most bland of any of the Star Wars show. Mando, Andor.
Dayu was sick.
Yeah, Dayu
I love Dayu.
But every other place, I mean, the third episode, the village, a dark desert town. Fourth episode, Fortress Inquisitorius, dark, standard-looking imperial building. Fifth episode, they go to the base, dark desert rock place. Then their showdown, a dark, spiky rock place. And then, yeah, obviously, Alderaan looks great. Dayu looks great. I mean, Tatooine
did you call it Alderaan?
Alderaan looks great.
Alderaan. Let's see.
But like,
oh man, that cuts us both off so much. I'm just letting the emoji rain fall for a hot second so we can reset. Look at all these. Oh, we got that Easter love in there. Look at the chicks, the bunnies.
Yeah.
Yes, if you celebrate, I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. If you had off from work or whatnot. All right, we're gonna go back to Square. Let it refresh. Sorry, I just had to do that to drain the emojis.
But anyway, I just thought that was a good point because I agree. It's a shame that like the show that's most closely connected to the main storyline of Star Wars with Obi-Wan and Anakin and Leia and Luke, from watching it and comparing it with the set design of other shows, it just seems like there was a priority from the top to allocate resources to other shows and other areas. So,
well, I mean, yeah, you look at like Andor, and I'm just.
But obviously, that is not any news at Celebration. But it was nice to hear. I mean, just hearing the cast of Kenobi talk about the show like a year after it happened.
Yeah, it was great.
And Vivian is awesome.
Yeah.
She is so awesome and hilarious.
Yeah. She was like a highlight. Anybody else notice though? I was a little bit jarred when. Hang on, I want to address this comment. That's all I have.
I think there's super chats up here.
Oh, Dave, thank you. Whoops. Here's my last theory for the last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. I think Boba Fett and Moff Gideon. After all, he was a bounty hunter. Oh, but what? Whoa. Oh.
I don't know.
Here's my question for you. What purpose would he have to do that? Granted, he's seemingly, like, he was mentioning, he's aware of what happened to Mandalore, and he said, that planet, the Empire turned that planet to glass, he says in Book of Boba Fett, Mando Season 2, I'm pretty sure, finale. What would his purpose be?
Yeah, I'm not sold, Dave. I'm not sold because the Book of Boba Fett, the whole point is, he's not a bounty hunter now; he's a daimyo.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in Mos Espa ruling. He cares for his citizens. He fought away the Pikes. It seems like they try to make it clear that the bounty hunting is behind him. And he certainly has no love for the Empire, right? We learn that in season 2 when they are on Tython and they capture Grogu. So
yeah, Colin. 14 months. Thank you so much, my friend. that's dedication. Celebration was a fantastic experience. Lucasfilm panel got me so shocked still, and the new episode will be phenomenal. I want to say more. Colin, how does it feel? You have like supreme power right now. You know things we all don't.
Let's go, Colin.
That is rare in the Star Wars fandom. How does
Hype
it
us
feel?
up. Hype us up.
How does it feel? 4 months and a couple of weeks till Ahsoka. The timer starts now. We need a season 2 of Kenobi. Yeah, it's hard to deny that Ewan and Hayden got so much love, great reception from the fans, and they both seemingly really loved making it and want to come back. Like, that's already, seeing how passionate they were about their return and working together again is already enough. You could stop there and I'd be satisfied, because there's nothing better as a Star Wars fan than knowing that the people involved in making it love it and were happy to do it and loved each other, like Ewan and Hayden, seeing them together, and talking about how they just instantly reconnected and love each other after all this time of working together, like such a huge part of each other's lives. You can't ask for anything better as a fan than people who are passionate like that. So you could cut it off there and that would be great. But then to go the step further and to say, yeah, I'm so happy. You're literally saying, like, I'm so happy Star Wars is back in my life and I really hope I can keep doing it. Like, that's just like cherry on top.
Yeah,
like,
that was so...
yeah.
Made my heart melt hearing him say that. So cool to hear Ewan say that.
I think, though, somebody confirmed it's not currently in development, correct? But I wouldn't be shocked if they find a way to work the two of them back in.
Kathleen said that it's not in active development.
Yeah. But yeah, he definitely wants.
They can think about it, come up with a good story. Go to Sal's comment there. The hot take coming in hot from Sal. Like, Book of Boba Fett way more than Kenobi, even without the Mando eps.
Can I be honest? It hit me this week. I was like, I effing want to rewatch Boba Fett. I miss Book of Boba Fett. When that show was on, it's actually so good. So good. I was never at a point where I didn't like it. I think I was just like everybody else, a little bit thrown off by the fact that the spotlight shifted so much. In Star Wars, we're usually not like dividing between two different protagonists like that. I feel like, other than in like the movies. So for the show form, I think like a lot of us were a little bit jarred by that. But that's not even necessarily a flaw. I just miss the vibes of that show. Yep. It was good vibes. So I agree. Yep. When that show was on, it was just fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you that it was good, but I'm not totally sold on the much better than Kenobi.
Yeah.
That's
that is quite a
tough,
spicy
tough
take.
Pill to swallow. That is very spicy.
You weren't lying. I wanted to get back to this from Dave to touch on. First off, I'm very glad. It's kind of like bittersweet, because I'm very relieved to hear that we are getting a season 3 of Bad Batch, but it's going to be the end. How? Literally what? I'm actually very shocked, because I feel like things are just getting started in a way. Are you good? Did you get an eyelash? I think an eyelash might be in your eye.
All right.
But yeah, I feel like things are just heating up in regards to everything that is going down with the Empire and the clones being phased out. Like, I can't believe it's already over. I mean, I'm glad I think there was not a second where I thought they were just going to leave it the way they do in the season 2 finale.
Yeah. They didn't hold back. They did not hold back.
Seeing, though, as there only is one season left, I feel like it either really cements that Tech is dead, because it would be harder to go on the whole rest of the show. If they go on for like 7 seasons, it would be especially sad all that time if it's like, oh, we only had Tech for 2 of these seasons. But the more seasons you have, I think the more build-up you can establish for the reveal that he's alive down the line. That's sad. So I don't know if it really solidifies and cements that he's actually gone, and because we only have 1 season left now without him, Or, I don't know. What does everybody think? What does everybody think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's,
I think he's dead.
Let's.
I don't know. I don't know.
Look at all those barn animals, unicorns. Let's go. We're refreshing the emojis. Look at all that. I like the pandas. Pandas, lightning, rabbits. Is that a wolf? Bat? It is a wolf. Yes, it's Kanan. Look at that lightning. Let's go. Alright, sorry, I'll go back. Okay.
Get down. There's a great comment. Get down. Go. All the way down.
This is all the way down.
Okay, go back up. Go up. Right there. Mr. Bear Walker. Yeah, this is, I think, a seed that has been planted. An awesome, beautiful seed that has been planted for the Ahsoka show. I think that Luke is going to be involved. We already know that they have a relationship. We don't know how it started or what it is or what the full context is, thanks to Book of Boba Fett. But we know they have a relationship. And if that relationship is explored and Luke is summoned to help with this quest, and the father and master Force Ghost of Anakin shows up, there's a lot going on here and a lot of incredible top Star Wars moment potential in this comment right here, Sean. So
you saw it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Screenshot it now.
Yeah.
No, that could be.
And maybe that piece is saved for this movie, right? Like, it's going to be a culminating. Obviously, Ahsoka is going to be this, one. Well, I guess we don't know that there's not a season 2, but
yeah, the way they were talking about it, sounds like they want one.
Yeah, it's not being advertised as a limited series, but like that movie is going to be the culmination of everything here. So I don't think we're going to come to a clean resolution after the one season. But if they use it to build up to whatever this climactic event is going to be, then maybe we would get something of that caliber saved off for the movie. But I think it's good that, obviously Dave's thinking about it now, working about it now. They're going to try and wrap everything up now, and however it's going to culminate. So very, very good times ahead. Very good times ahead.
Yeah, I need just any Kanan Jarrus recognition. I will be salty as frick if we don't get anything about him. Like, just anything, please. Please.
Also, Nick had a member chat. If you go back up.
Let's go back. Scrolling. Nick Gundy, let's go! 15 months!
Nick!
Let's go! I'm
Beast.
Catholic now. Oh, congrats, Nick! Great haircut, Tom. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Nick. Because guess who cut his hair?
Shout out to my barber.
Me. Guess who wasn't really digging their haircut when I first cut it because I made it a little bit too short. We did it different than usual. So I appreciate the validation.
Lies. Every day. More lies.
I'm so relieved because I cut his hair fresh because Tom's parents actually visited us this weekend. That's why we're so busy. So we literally just binged the entirety of Celebration on Sunday. Tom's parents came to visit. I cut his hair fresh in time for their visit. He wasn't a fan. And they both commented. First thing they said to him was they liked his haircut. I was like, thank gosh. So Nick Gundy.
My dad said beard, not hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what?
He did.
Nick Gundy, I greatly appreciate your validation.
No, it's good.
Thank you.
My stylist does a great job.
And number 3, I love how Visions and Ahsoka brought more hype than I thought. 4, I'm too busy and tired to think of theories.
Yeah.
Yes, Visions, I'm especially excited for this season because they expanded the production, to different studios worldwide now. So I think the most noticeable difference from season 1 to season 2 in terms of the trailers, at least what we have seen in regards to artwork and artistic style and animation studios, like the breadth of different types of animation we're going to be getting this season looks like it's going to be wild. And the stories from season 1 were just lit. They were amazing. Did you even fully finish season 1?
Yes, we watched it together. You didn't react to it. We watched Vision season 1 together.
Did you watch every episode?
Yes, we watched them all.
Okay.
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah, we watched all of them.
I need to get a sound button.
We got to talk about the Ahsoka trailer itself, because Nick brings up a good point. Bringing more hype than he thought. I watched the Ahsoka trailer at like 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, because I woke up from my sleep and happened to just go on my phone quick, saw it came out, and watched it. And I was like the giddiest human ever at 5:30 a.m. ever. I mean, just pure, like, just blown away with all the shots that they showed in the trailer, the tone, the music. My favorite shot is when the apprentice chick opens the door and they start shooting at her and she burst in. I mean, the way that was shot and like her face, like, I mean, she is just in the zone. And the saber movement, I mean, I saw that, just like goosebumps everywhere. I mean, so good. And they revealed so much, but still so little. Like, we don't know obviously we know Thrawn is involved. Seeing Thrawn in the trailer, I mean, incredible. But like, we don't necessarily know where the story is going to start, where it's going to end up, what the backstory is of Thrawn and Ezra. Like, we have no idea what actually happened to them, what this resurgence is, who, like, everybody that's working for Thrawn. Like, we don't know anything. They showed us a lot and laid the rough sketch outline of what we can expect to happen, but we still don't know anything. Like, we know very little.
We don't even know if
everybody who's seen that trailer,
pre or post her Mando appearance. I'm assuming it's after, when we see her in Mando.
Well, I think the show's going to span a lot of time, because we see the Rebel, like, we see the ending of Rebels, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's going to span a lot of time. But yeah, where it starts, where it ends up, I mean, who knows? But what we do know, Nick, like you said, is that the hype is real.
Yeah, I mean,
the hype is absolutely real.
It had like 1 million views. You woke up that morning at, you said, like 5:30, and then when you left for work at like 8 o'clock ish, it already had like 1 million views, right?
No, because it wasn't the day I was working. I was off.
Oh, well,
it was by the time
still
I woke you up
yeah.
to tell you that it came out.
Yeah.
It's probably like a half hour later. I mean, they had probably dropped it like an hour or two before I watched it. Maybe 3. But yeah, you my head just exploded.
Are you okay?
I have no.
What's happening?
I have no idea.
Sick! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
My head just.
Oh my god!
Exploded again.
Both of our heads. Oh my god, you're sick. I just want to say thank you for being a light in this dark and cold world. Wait, Frick, you're gonna be
Zach.
You have to read the rest of it because I'm gonna cry. I can't.
Zach, you are a legend. You are an absolute legend. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo.
Stop! You whipped out.
And it's worth fighting for.
Oh my god, Zach, that means so much. What do we do to deserve this? I can't even tell you how much that means. Ugh. Especially coming from you. You're literally one of the kindest, purest, nicest souls. I feel that way about literally all of you. But Zach, you are always just in such great spirits, great energy. We're so lucky to have you. So it especially means so much. Oh my gosh, coming from you, my friend. Thank you. Yes. Sorry, I just got so emo, guys. Oh, it just. Yeah. Oh, we saved that for a special occasion. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's incredibly generous of you. And that really means the world to us, that you feel that way. I know that, it's a goal of Catherine's and a goal of everybody here to, make everybody feel welcome. And, um, we think that everybody who tunes into the chat, whatever opinions they have or whatever thoughts they have, whether they like something, whether they hate something, um, everybody can voice that and, voice their opinions and feelings and thoughts, and no one's going to shame them for it, right? Like, it's all about just chatting, and we're all here because we love it so much, right? Like, we're all Star Wars fans and nerds of all types of areas, and not everyone's going to like everything. Not everyone's going to love everything, but the fact they're all here talking about it, like, that's why everybody's here. That's why we're here, because we just want to talk about it. We certainly don't love everything, but we still want to talk about it. And for the things that we do love, like this Ahsoka trailer, we want to talk about it with you guys. And if anybody hates the Ahsoka trailer, then you hate it, and whatever, who cares? But the most important thing is that everybody feels like they can come here and just chat with other fans and, just have a good, wholesome conversation. And everybody can feel welcome. So,
well, that was what was so amazing to see at Celebration. And I can only imagine, I mean, you guys who were just there, and you can speak to it when you went last year. I think you were actually talking about it to me, like just how palpable and amazing it was just to be in one room with everybody who loves this as much as you do, like just nerds galore. Like, it was so, I feel like there has been so much division in the fandom still. Like, every single new project that comes out, people are divided and have differing opinions, obviously, because there's millions of us. So we're all going to be free thinkers and have our own thoughts and opinions. That's natural. That's inevitable. But the fandom continues to just attack each other for it on both sides. Like, the positive people in the fandom were coming out in not showing some of their true colors when Andor came out, and taking this sort of elitist hierarchy. Oh, well, if you don't like Andor, you just can't appreciate good writing, good TV. Like, positive people coming out with that type of it was not a good time for either side of the fandom, because even the people that I used to look at and think they would never look down on anybody are showing some true colors. So it feels like we're constantly at each other's throats. But what was so beautiful to see at Celebration was just like none of that effing mattered. I think I especially, because this is like not my job. It's a hobby. It's a passion. I love YouTube. I never consider it a job because I don't feel that way. I just love it. But I try to be involved, and part of that is being on YouTube and Twitter and seeing what people are saying. And I tend to forget that it's such a microcosm. Everybody on social media, all the, harsh things that we see on YouTube, because negativity just gets clicks, and all of the awful clickbait we see from the people that we, have disagreements with in this fandom. I eventually start to just see that as the fandom in its entirety, when really it's not. That's not real. Like, that's not the full fandom. The full fandom is what we saw, like the people who at Celebration. Not saying you're not a real fan if you didn't go. We didn't freaking go. Like, not saying that what makes you a true fan, whether you're able to attend or not, but just the passion and the love that we saw there, that they showered everybody with, like, not a negative bone in the place, it seemed like. So I feel like that's a true highlight of Celebration, because for the other 360 days of the year where we're all fighting with each other, it's hard to...
360 days?
Yes.
364?
Right. 361, technically.
There's 360. How many days are in a year?
There's 4 days of Celebration. 365. You trying to outmath me? You trying to outmath me? For once, I got you. For once, I got you.
You did. You did. Well played.
I got you.
Well played.
For the other 361 days of the year, it can be hard to remember what it's all about, and that we're all here because we have the same love and passion. I'm gonna stop being emo now, but I just wanted to end this on a positive note. We're not done streaming. We'll probably go. I don't know how much longer you want to go. We're here. We're going. No. I don't think you're. Are you staying up for the episode?
No.
No. Come on. Thank you again, Zach.
Before we leave that, yeah, I mean all the like the back and forth and the hate and all that stuff, like that's it's all primarily online, right? Like you go to this, like you're saying, you go to Celebration, there's no hate, right? Like no one's like if someone's wearing a Last Jedi t-shirt, someone's not going to go up and make fun of them at Celebration. Like,
you're right.
That's not.
I hope not.
That's not how the real world works, right? The majority of people who are going to troll on the internet or spew hate on the internet are not going to treat anyone disrespectfully in person ever, right? Like there's just not this. Yeah, obviously there are some people who do that, but they're in the vast minority, and the majority of people that are going to be around there would call them out and wouldn't stand for it. So like the internet enables the masking, and you can speak more freely, and there's no consequence. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, people can get upset and whatever, but I mean, you really just have to move on, ignore it, put it at the back of your mind, and keep moving forward. But yeah, Zach, like what you're saying here, we think that this is a place where, yeah, we're on the internet, like we're in one spot. All of you are all over the world, everywhere else. But here we are all together talking about Star Wars, and we're all genuine. There's a back and forth. Certain people like certain things, certain people don't like other certain things, but it's respectful. And even though this is the internet, it's still civil. And the trolling really isn't here. So, yeah, really, I mean, Zach, those are very kind words. And I think that, we both are really, really appreciative and glad that that's how you feel and how hopefully everybody else feels as well.
Yeah, that's literally all I can ask for since we started this channel. So before I get any more emo, thank you so much. Yeah. So much, Zach. I really appreciate it. What was I going to say? I know, right? Everybody celebrating. Zach is a legend. Yes. Yeah, that's such a good point too. Like, it's so much easier to be mean to people with the sense of anonymity online. And I have to. Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Micah, you're here? I didn't know you're here. I can come unlock the door. I can just let you
in. What movie is that from? It's not a quote. The killer is inside. Not saying you're here to. Never mind. Sorry if I made you cry, guys. No, they were happy tears. They were beautiful tears. I was also going to say, yes, shout out to our moderators, people like Sean and Charlie, and I know I'm missing a few.
Me?
Yes, Thomas Well. Those of you who, we didn't get here. It's not easy to foster a great negative-free community. I haven't gotten here without the help of people who helped me banish anybody who... Yes. We don't just go around banishing people who have differing opinions. Literally nothing impresses me or gains my respect more than when somebody comes to the channel and comments, like, I love your reaction, but I disagree with you, but they share it in a polite, civil, way. What?
Charlie.
Yes, Charlie, my god.
Yes. Yeah. You've infinity gauntleted plenty of hooligans.
For real. But yeah, there's nothing I respect more than when people aren't afraid to disagree with me on the channel, including some people here. Like, I want this to be a place where we respect each other and nobody feels ashamed to ever say, like, oh, I didn't like that episode, or oh, I didn't like this show, or oh, I'm not watching XYZ, because nobody here would ever take some elitist high ground position and say those awful words. Well, you're not a real Star Wars fan. Then that seems to be like just the weapon that everybody uses in this fandom to like degrade each other and illegitimize one another's like passion. Like, who's more of a fan, you know? And I can't, you guys know I can't stand it. I've gone on many a tangent about it. We can agree or disagree with the course of Star Wars, and that's okay. What I can't stand is the toxicity of the negative comments. Look what that did to Hayden. I'm at best. Yeah, that's so true. And those were even the days like before social media. Hence, like I was
well, because it wasn't just fans; it was the media.
It was the literal media. That's true.
It was, everybody, but the people who could ignore all that stuff, and the kids like us right at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think for both of our cases, the prequels are our favorite.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I think we've seen, not to say anything, what Hayden and Ahmed Best went through. I mean, Ahmed Best literally struggled. He opened up about that recently a lot. He opens up, he's very open about that on his Instagram. And Hayden Christensen literally left the industry and bought a farm. Like he took a long hot break from acting afterwards. And we've seen the ways that it still prevails and is made, maybe, I don't want to say worse with social media, but I mean Daisy Ridley being driven off of the internet, or at least taking a break that coincided with the finale of the sequels. What Moses Ingram went through, to the point that Ewan McGregor himself had to come out and film a video message begging people, like, this is horrific, please stop. She was receiving death threats. She was receiving horrific.
Yeah, and that's the downside of the internet, right? Because all these people can do and say these nasty things, but there's no consequences.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus, like, I mean, I can't say for sure, but would people harass her to her face in public? I'm sure some people would. But would everybody who's spewing crazy hate comments do it to her in person? No. Because if they saw her in person, they'd be like, oh my God, it's a famous person from Star Wars, right? Like, that would be the reaction. Sure, yeah, they might hate the character and all this stuff, blah, 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 but any single character that you hate in Star Wars, I'm sure if you saw the actor in person, you would be pumped, right? Like, you'd be excited to see it.
Even, I think someone who often gets overlooked, we always talk about the cast and the performers, but I think a major person who gets so much flack and, unwarranted, just sheer god-awful hate is Kathleen Kennedy, who I don't think deserves any of it. And, I think the fandom is quicker to come to the defense of someone like Moses Ingram or whatever, like the actors who are in the spotlight in the forefront. But
she's the leader.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Kathleen Kennedy, like, she takes so much. And
that's the con of leadership. Right? Like, if you're going to blame someone, you got to blame at the top, right? Because the top ultimately dictates everything, and then it trickles down. I mean, it's the same with political leaders and political figures. Like, they're the one with the power. They're the one making the decisions. So, that's why we vote. That's why we had protests. That's why we do all this stuff.
This wasn't what I was trying to turn it into.
It's trying to, well, you started.
No, I'm saying.
It's better, like, for legitimate concerns and criticisms, if you want to force change, then you have to force change at the top and those with the power. But yeah, personal attacks are obviously inexcusable.
I'm just saying,
but genuine criticisms
when people
should
don't
go to Catholic.
You're right. When people don't like something, people are way more vocal about what they don't like in Star Wars, and specifically Disney Star Wars, within recent history. And it's automatically all blamed on Kathleen Kennedy. But I think what a lot of people forget is all of the amazing moments and things that we love about Star Wars in recent history that's thanks to her as well. And she is the George Lucas appointed helm of this ship. You can see how the fact that she came out and did an interview on the live stage was actually so cool.
Yeah, she always does.
I know, but it's just, you can see how much she, recognizes the fans and appreciates, the fans' passion. And, I think she's someone too that, I think she's probably she's too busy and too cool to even be on Twitter or looking at anything that people have to say about her. I hope she's just living bigger and better things.
Yeah, she obviously does.
So I don't think she even has the energy to even give it any merit at all or waste a single minute of her life reading a tweet that speaks negatively about her. So I hope that's the case. But I think she's also somebody who deserves way more recognition for all the good things they do.
Yeah. What's no more deep meaningful talk. Crocodile Dundee. Let's go. Let's go. Zach's doubting us. Doubts the Americans will know what movie we're talking about.
That's not what I'm thinking about. Steve Irwin's Crocodile Hunter.
Yes, the Crocodile Dundee.
It's a different thing.
Is not. Yes.
Do you know the movie I'm talking about though? Steve Irwin, he used to make movies.
I thought he just did TV.
He made movies. Crocodile Hunter. Anybody else?
No. Not sure.
Okay, sorry. I went on a major emo tangent. Let's go back and see if people... Oh my gosh. Canel, thank you so much for literally being sleep deprived. I always say this, you don't have to sleep deprive yourself just to catch up on the streams. We'll be here. It'll still be up. We won't be live, but you can rewatch. Oh, frick, Julian. I saw a comment. I saw something about this on Twitter. That Bo and Din, this might be a rumor. It might be a big fat rumor. I saw somebody comment that Bo and Din allegedly have an intimate scene together, which could mean it's something as simple as a hug. Let's be real. In this day and age. But
our first Star Wars.
No, stop.
What's Mandalorian rated? Is it TVMA?
Intimacy is not what people automatically... Get your mind out of the... Everybody's mind automatically thinks, oh God, Game of Thrones sex scene?
Obviously, it's not gonna be that.
Intimacy can be as simple as a hug.
They'll keep the armor on, so it's less...
Oh my Jesus, stop it. We're gonna get demonetized. Point is, I'm not rooting for this. I think I don't think Mando has ever been a show where I felt like, you know what, this is missing a romance arc. Not saying I wouldn't, it would not make me cringe as much as Raylo did, but I'm not rooting for it necessarily because I think both Din and Bo are perfectly amazing and strong characters on their own right and don't necessarily need to have anything romantic going on between the two of them. That said, it's fine if it does because all things have been pointing to that this season. They both, been standing up for Din. He's a big supporter of hers, gave her the Darksaber back. It wouldn't be out of left field, but I just don't know if I want it.
Yeah. Where'd it go? Oh wow! There's a lot.
We're so behind.
This is where? Yeah, here we go. Dan the man.
Oh my God, Dan.
He's gonna go back to the krill farm and settle down.
Crystal, I agree with this. Where's Cobb Vanth been? They built him. They modded him up for nothing.
He's in Freetown. He's just chilling. Oh no, he's in the tank. He's in the tank. He's getting healed up.
He's getting modded up.
That's right.
Right? Where is he?
Yeah, he's gonna be a mod.
Where is he? Sorry, let's maybe do a lightning round through some of these that we bypassed. Whoops. I agree. Crystal, I agree. Also, welcome. Is this your first stream? Also, your profile picture is beautiful. Welcome if this is your first stream. Forgive me if you've been here before and I'm having a terrible memory. Steve Irwin did one movie, right? Okay, so I'm not just having a bad memory. Oh, crystal ships, Manbo. Oh,
Manbo. Yeah, I'm for it. I'm for Manbo.
Really? Yeah. This is a good point, Colin. Yes. Or I hope.
Dinjakan Kryze.
Oh God, please no.
Dinjakan Kryze.
No, why does that sound like King Daka or like?
It does kind of sound.
Dinjaka.
Yeah, Dinjakan Kryze.
King Daka. Like, I don't know. This is a really good point, Colin. I think if anybody else deserves to come back to Star Wars, it's John Boyega. Bring him back. Isn't it going to be about how Rey is building a new Jedi Order? Like, they hinted at it, didn't necessarily do it in the sequels. Now's your chance. Give that man, do it. Give him his Jedi arc, please.
I hope he comes back. That'd be awesome.
Oh my God, stop it. This is child friendly here. This child friendly. That's right. People are saying Bo is like Grogu's mom.
Flamethrower the rope.
Oh my God.
We're getting creative. Creative juices are flowing.
Aw, mate. Din doesn't need a companion. He's happy as he is. Alice, that was the first time I read one of your messages in an Australian accent. No, mate. It's the most like Australian thing. She's Australian.
I know she's Australian.
Yeah, but I always read.
That was Australian?
It's very Australian sounding.
No, the way you said it.
No, I'm saying the way what she typed. I automatically just immediately read it in my head in an Australian accent. No, I wasn't necessarily trying.
No, mate.
Right, I don't think Star Wars will ever go to that. No, I don't think that would ever happen. First stream, let's go, Crystal.
Welcome.
Honored that you are here, and thank you for the sub. I'm honored.
That's awesome.
Justice for Finn, right? Literally, I hope, and John Boyega too. I wonder if he would want to come back because he's opened up a little bit more about those movies and the impact on his career and whatnot. But I think he would because I think he is a big Star Wars fan, and I think he loves the fans. Right, like it would make sense. They already hinted it. Finish what you started. Oh, sweet Lord. What hooliganry have you unlocked here?
Hooliganry?
Oh, damn!
It's facts. That's I mean, you got incest right out of the gate. Like, what are we supposed to do? We're not supposed to do anything.
Oh God, nobody knew at the time. Okay, nobody knew.
Zach says, "I don't say mate. I'm Australian." And then Al said that was very rural Aussie accent.
My impression.
Who? Hers? Mine?
No, mate.
Or mate? I'm confused. I thought like "good eye, mate" was the most like stereotypical Australian thing that you could.
Maybe it's just a
"good eye, mate"
global stereotype.
Maybe it is,
and they don't actually say that over there.
Maybe it is. Zach and Alice, can you confirm?
I think we need a Star Wars Australian show, right? We need some more Aussies. Star Wars.
Scroll down. We need to see if they confirmed.
I say mate all the time in an American accent. But that's just how I refer to people.
Interesting.
Alice? Zach? Any other Australians?
Yeah, you guys are leaving us hanging here.
We put them on the spot.
Confirmation.
They're like,
I know.
We do want to do some gaming streams this week. We want to do some Jedi Fallen Order gameplay. Maybe we can do like an on and off type thing because people are into your gaming now. You're probably just gonna stream it on your channel.
I don't think I'm gonna stream.
You're not? Okay.
No, because you should stream.
Okay. And you can be there to suffer in the background as the puzzles get the better of me for the third time in a row.
Yeah. No, Zach, I am planning on playing Battlefront at some point this week. Just haven't figured out when yet. So stay tuned.
Oh, that's why Alice is AWOL. She's at work. Alice really multitasks. She literally watches while she's at work. Yeah. We can touch on it again. Tom's excited for the Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni one. Oh wait, yeah, we haven't even talked about. Sorry, I'm excited for all of them. Is it weird to say the one I'm maybe most excited about is the post-sequel one? Like, that's also going to be Uncharted time period. I think also my excitement has been amped up a little bit by the prospect that we could see Luke again, and now John Boyega. So that could be hype. But here's one, we haven't even talked about the Jedi Survivor trailer. I know, right? It's slowly approaching.
Yep.
I thought this, you want to talk about it because you loved this latest trailer.
Yeah, I think the new trailer is probably my favorite. I think it set the tone. I think it's going to be dark. We get some hints at where we're going. And seeing that trailer paired with Cameron Monaghan begging people not to spoil the ending after they play it because it's so special got me very pumped. Very, very pumped.
Yeah. I wasn't able to react to the trailer until Monday, so we held off on watching the Survivor panel with the director and Cameron Monaghan from Celebration till last night, and hearing them talk about, because the biggest question is, like, obviously the first game was so successful. Mm-hmm. What's the pressure like, and how do you top that? How do you even approach trying to top that? And them saying we just had to go bigger and better with every aspect of the game. Like, I'm definitely excited for the way they describe more of the open world nature of some of the maps and the planets now that you can explore. Things are bigger, more customization, and also just the story too being the biggest thing you have to top, and the way Cameron Monaghan especially was hyping up the story. I'm excited. It is going to be difficult though, because unfortunately timing has it that Tom and I are going to be out of town the day that Survivor drops.
Yeah, we're going to be like 2 weeks late to the party, and we're going to have to go radio silent on all internet things because there's no other way for us to not get spoiled. Also, Alice came in with the info. She came in, enlightened us. Mate is used when they're being silly, unless they live out in the middle of the
whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like how we would say middle of Bumble?
Yes, yeah, in the boondocks.
Oh, wait. Yes, that's so funny.
The Australian rednecks, I guess, are using
live in the whoop whoop.
That's great. Well, there's, every single American stereotype that you could think of, I think is relatable to that, right? I think it's relatable to that.
Oh my God.
And I know a ton of my family background falls into that category for sure. If they were Australian, they'd be saying mate all the time. So they say yuns.
Yuns. Oh God.
Yuns want cud pizza.
What was too short?
What am I correct about?
What am I missing?
Barb, what are we...
Okay, hold up. My mom's up in here roasting me now. Okay. Okay. This one's too short. Yeah, I tried a different approach with this one. Interesting. All right. Well, we know that my mom prefers. I also prefer longer, like when it grows out like a little bit before it gets too long, and then it just looks bad.
Now Zach and Alice are both just saying whoop whoop. That is a new expression. I mean, I think it's safe to say that you and I don't know a ton about Australia. We've never been to Australia. We don't. We're just like out in the sticks. Yeah, exactly. What is out in the sticks in Australia? Like geographically, where
The whoop whoop
is that?
Is it literally the outback? Like people who
Like
live
Ayers
out?
Rock? Is Ayers Rock the whoop whoop out in the sticks? Are they just mating it up on top of Ayers Rock out in the sticks?
I'm so stealing that. We say things like I don't even say like sticks. If my term for that would be bumble frick,
Yeah.
but with a different F word. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they live out in bumble frick.
Yeah.
But I think they live out in the whoop whoop. It's way more like majestic sounding in a way. Like, ooh, what's in the whoop whoop? I'm sorry. I hope it doesn't sound like we're laughing at your language.
No, it's hilarious.
I'm laughing at how effing hysterical that phrase is. Like in the middle of nowhere. She does. She does.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Charlie, Tom like freshly shaved this morning. I'm so sorry.
Nathan's like, what did I just stumble on? Yeah, we're learning about
Nathan's here.
Australian
Nathan,
Australian
let's
culture.
go. Let's go.
So funny.
I think Crystal had the piece
Crystal.
out. Thank you, Crystal, so much for being here. Welcome. Thank you for the sub. I'm so happy to have you. Hope we see you again soon. Now everybody's just I use the bum F for sure, right? It's so fun to say, my God.
You learn something new every day. Australian 101 with Zach and Alice.
Now, final question, because I did see someone say Outback. Do you guys have Outback steakhouses in Australia, or is that like sacrilege?
That's another good question.
Is that like bogus, awful, don't eat there sacrilege for you guys? Very curious. I have not been to an Outback steakhouse in over 5 years, maybe. That bloomin' onion is so good. But is that even part of your guys' culture? Oh, Nicholas coming in with the facts. Outback. Never mind. Wait, we have Outback Steakhouse, and they have great beef ribs and barbecue sauce.
Nice. Awesome.
Wow. Awesome.
So is Outback synonymous with whoop whoop or no? I just don't know geographically. Like I believe the Outback is like Western Australia or Central Western Australia. But is that the whoop whoop?
I think all the coasts are occupied. Yeah. We probably sound so effing stupid. Yeah. Australia is still quite the anomaly to me. Yeah. We were actually thinking about planning our honeymoon going there, but we decided to go somewhere else. But that was the first time I'd ever actually looked at the geography of Australia. Yeah. And actually, remember when you were playing GeoGuessr and you determined to we got quite the tour of Australia, or at least Sydney during that, when it plopped you somewhere in the middle on the Australian coast.
Yeah, okay.
I do love a good Outback Steakhouse in West Virginia.
Okay, so Al says Outback is like whoop whoop.
Right, or the Outbacks there are probably better. Yeah, they serve kangaroo. Oh God, yeah, we definitely don't have that over here.
Okay. Well, this has been good. Learn a lot.
I have a new phrase I'm just gonna go around saying forever.
Yeah.
Let's refresh these.
Thank emojis. Thank you, Alice and Zach, for
indulging that,
enlightening us. That was great.
I'm just letting the emoji rain drain out. Refresh. We got a lot of laugh faces here. Yeah, that was a good belly laugh. out in the whoop whoop.
So funny. So funny.
Oh, goodness
Um,
gracious. Yeah, we.
so steering it back to um,
Ah! Whoops. Are we all good? We temporarily lost internet connection. Oh, please. Oh, thank God. Come back. Don't scare me like that. Hello, Alaric. What's up? Are we okay, guys? I just got not one but two flashes.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking
That
on my
hour.
TV and my TV,
Your TV?
my
Your
phone, and
phone right
it's yeah,
there?
it's going still.
Okay, phew.
So
Um,
um, so of all the announcements and things that were shown at Celebration, what is everybody's favorite, most anticipated project that's coming up? Um,
sound
sound off in the
off.
chat. Yeah, sound off in the chat. Definitely very
Jinx.
curious to hear what everybody's favorite, most anticipated project is. It's like Charlie's going with Ahsoka, Alice with Ray.
Mom, were you here for that emo chat Tom and I had about like we love the community? Because if not, that's hysterical that we're all just in our fields tonight. Everybody here is just so great. It's such a fun time.
Yeah, I love it. We got Ahsoka, Ray, Acolyte.
Ray! You got Ray. Ah! Stop it. Acolyte.
3 different projects to start off. That's awesome.
Visions and Acolyte.
Yeah.
Good taste, James. Ahsoka or the Filoni movie. We got a big. Micah is clearly a Filoni fan.
Yeah, Ahsoka. Zach's heading out.
Bye, Zach. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach, have a great one.
We love you. Thank you so much. Jedi Academy. What's that? Is that...
It's an old key.
Oh, interesting. Jedi Survivor.
No, okay.
Most excited about Acolyte. Trailer blew my mind. Yeah, Colin, you're truly living in the status of people who have more information than the rest of us, because you've not only seen the new Mando episode, but you saw the Acolyte trailer. Thank you, Zach, for being here and for giving us some good laughs about the whoop whoop and everything. I feel like Ahsoka plus everything that Hayden Christensen, he is allegedly coming back.
Yep.
FNAF movie coming this Halloween. JK, probably Ahsoka. Ahsoka, yeah, Ahsoka's getting the big votes. Ahsoka. Dawn of the Fracking Jedi. Oh, Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave.
Definitely Ahsoka. Film-wise, Master Lucas's Padawan Dave Filoni's film. I am actually really excited to see Dave Filoni, because we know what he's capable of in streaming with Clone Wars and now, Mando and everything that he's involved with. Ahsoka. I am excited. Ahsoka's going to be his first, he's calling all the shots, right? Like, he wrote and is directing. Like, he's
not directing every episode of Ahsoka, but he wrote the whole show.
Right, yeah, right. Versus like Mando, he co-writes with Jon Favreau. Nothing against Jon Favreau, but I am curious to see Dave Filoni just... I'm sure he consults other writers too, but this is his first one at large. Him in charge of pretty much the entirety, it seems like. So I'm excited for how that series is going to come out, obviously knowing that Ahsoka is also his child, his literal baby. Like, I think we're just in... There's good omens all around, because how often can you say, I guess technically any show ever, but I don't think anyone's as passionate about their characters as much as Dave Filoni is about Ahsoka Tano. And literally he birthed her. She is his product. So I'm so excited to see what that passion has how it's going to influence just the whole tone of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, Dave, I'm with you. I think there's a layered approach to this. Because, yeah, I think Ahsoka for me is the most hype thing first. And then after Ahsoka, it's got to be Acolyte.
Yeah.
But then Dave Filoni's movie is going to come out after Acolyte. So then it would go to Dave Filoni's movie. If I had to pick between one of those three, I don't know what I would pick.
Is Eclipse even happening still, Slubs? I don't know.
Yeah, talk about
I think it's been
dropped the greatest trailer of all time and then just go radio silent.
Yeah, I think it's officially not happening. I might be spreading misinformation, but the last I heard was that it's been shelved for now. I might be wrong. The Ubisoft open world game, yeah, that's gonna be clutch. R.I.P. Eclipse. If it does happen, it says like 2028. I know, right? Yeah. I think we all felt that way when we first watched the trailer. Like, you just dropped the most amazing thing ever on me, and I'm probably going to be like 40 when it comes out, when it actually comes out. Yeah, it is still coming, according to Nicholas. Okay.
Like Charlie said, 10,000 years later.
10,000 years later. Tell me you're lying. I love that trailer. Okay, like, I might be spreading, I might have just spread lies. Lies! Deceptions! According to Nicholas, it is still happening, so I'm glad. Don't listen to me. What do I know? What do I know? All of my sources are not the most trustworthy on Twitter. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, 25,000 years in the past. Count me in. And then the Heir to the Empire movie directed by Dave Filoni and then Ray. Yeah, I gotta go get my little Hands on the Thrawn books, because it sounds like, I mean, that's the series name, correct? Heir to the Empire, the Timothy Zahn books.
Well, that's the name of
one of them, right? Yeah.
I don't know the names of all the books.
But I think I might have to go. I think that could be fun. I had the idea like, oh, I need some sort of accountability though, because I've told you guys, I'll admit this, I have a problem. I need to stage an intervention with myself because I have this thing about going to Barnes & Noble, I buy a new book, I act so passionate and like I'm so excited, and then I bring it home and I put it on my coffee table and then I don't touch it.
I don't know if you want to do it before the show comes out.
Why not?
Because this is what happened with the sequels. Right? You had this like greatest book trilogy of all time, allegedly, that came out in the aftermath of the original trilogy. And then 30 years later, they make a trio of movies that have nothing to do with the books that came out. And people are totally upset about it. Because it's like the Thrawn trilogy was recognized as being incredible and so good. And it's the perfect sequel story to the original trilogy. And then they come out with movies that have nothing to do with it. And people are upset. And you always do this. You want to read the book before the thing comes out. And then you're comparing the two. I would say just wait. The show will come out. The movie will come out. You can see that for what it is.
But the books,
and then read the books after.
The books, the earlier ones are probably harmless because they talk more about his background, correct? Thrawn is his journey before we even see him in Rebels. I'm pretty sure.
No, it takes place after Return of the Jedi.
But you know what? I might do it anyway. What does everybody else think? If you've read the books, sound off in the chat. I would also say, though, not to discredit the people who wrote the sequel trilogy, but it's Dave Filoni who's writing Ahsoka, and I feel like he's very in tune with everybody, literally everyone and their mother who has worked with him, who was getting interviewed at Star Wars at Celebration, was able to attest to how much of a genius he is, and he's the encyclopedia, and it's just like you go up and ask him anything and he knows off the top of his head like everything about Star Wars. So I feel like if there's one person I would trust to incorporate the lore in the books or legends or other stuff like that, I feel like it would be Dave Filoni. I don't know. Sound off in the chat. Should I listen to Tom, everybody, or
I don't know. I feel like just whatever, like from my perspective, however you're exposed to the story first, in your mind, that's always going to be the canon, and that's going to be the story.
According
So
to
if you
Nathan,
read the
there are
book,
books set during Rebels.
yeah, I think there are.
Yeah, I think there's 6 books.
But the Heir to the Empire stuff is post Return
Their
of the
series
Jedi.
is so good. I reread / re-listen to them every couple years. Yeah, maybe I'll do the audiobook.
But like then you're gonna so you don't know the story, right? You don't know that story now. You don't know what's gonna happen in the show. Which one would you rather be, like the concrete Bible of the story? Like what's the definitive factual version of the story? And then what is going to be the side legends interpretation version
Here's
of the story?
my logic. Here's my logic about that whole, legends aren't necessarily canon anymore. Like there's the mental divide between what is canon, what is legends, like what is real. My opinion is if you love things that happen in the books so much, who's to say it can't be real in your heart, in your mind?
Yeah, but I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying. You're going to get the same story. Harry Potter's the best example, right? Harry Potter's the best example. Do you want the book version of the story or the movie version of the story to be the story that your brain says that's the story? The other thing is a legends offshoot
That's
version of the
not how
story.
I operate because, like, when I read Dune, freaking amazing book. It also, I think, just depends on what book you're reading and the writing. Dune is so freaking the world building, everything, the lore, everything about this book is just cinematic, and in your mind, you have the fullest grasp of everything, and you're like, oh my god, I want to see this as a movie. And then the movie came out, and it was an amazing, super faithful adaptation. Of course, couldn't cover all the ground of the story. Were there maybe things that were left out that I would have liked to see incorporated changes? Like, sure, but the two don't take away from each other. My experience reading a book, I have that. I have that memory clocked in my brain, and how I feel about the book versus I can separate them. I think you're suggesting like don't get passionate about the books because they're not going to be real and something else is going to be considered real. I'm saying there's nobody stopping you but yourself from just saying screw that, screw the rules. I love these books and they're real to me. Who cares what happens in the show? Like, sure, the show is canon and it's official, but that shouldn't stop you from loving the books.
Yeah.
Shouldn't take away from your experience of how the books made you feel and what you envisioned and pictured. Books are just a movie in your brain.
If I were to read the book, it would take away from the experience because that's how my brain works.
Okay, we're different then. We're very different.
Same with Harry Potter. I read the books first, then watched the movies, and then was like, oh, this is different. This is different. This is different. This is different. And I can't handle multiple versions, change details of the same story.
No, I think we're
because
different.
Because I want to know what's the story, what's the truth, what happens, what is it, and if you have different mediums telling you that the story is slightly different, that's going to drive me insane. And for me, I would rather the story that I can see with sound and hear and like feel. It hits way more senses than the book. So therefore, I would prefer that the visual medium story be the one that you learn the story through. And then, yeah, if you go back and there's a book that gives you more details, change some things slightly, and that would be, that's just, at least that's how my brain is functioning.
Let's see what the chat has to say. Yeah. I also finally started the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy today, and it's very good so far. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. Thrawn's backstory is covered in the Ascendancy trilogy, which is canon. Okay. See, I told you they cover his story.
Well, not in the Heir to the Empire.
Okay. I read the old trilogy and the new Thrawn trilogy and loved them. Their series does happen after Return of the Jedi. I listened to the audiobooks. They were amazing. Yes, I remember that. I read them way back, but I still remember them. I loved the books, only heard the audiobooks. I don't read, too lazy to read. Hey, respect, Colin. I read the 2017 one. I started the second one. Both Thrawn trilogies are sick. The Non-Ascendancy trilogy takes place during Rebels. In the first two books, he's kind of right. It's fun to just get more Star Wars, you know? Exactly.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that.
Harry Potter. Oh, yes, Harry Potter is a very hot topic today. Right? I love that point, Jim. Things only ruin what you let them have control over. Like, a lot of people were coming out, you know, with the sequel trilogy saying this ruined all of Star Wars for me. And it's like, only if you let it. Like, Star Wars is so expansive and you can take what you want from it. It's what you make of it. Like, if you don't like the sequels, you don't have to let them control you. You can just not ever watch them again and you're no worse for the wear. Like, that goes for any of the trilogies. Like, for people who maybe, if you don't like the prequels, but you love the sequels, vice versa, any order, like, what higher power, authoritative figure is out there in the Star Wars universe saying, all of this is real and you must accept all of it as gospel, when it's like, just take what don't you don't have to let any of it ruin anything for you. Like, I know that's why a lot of people like felt maybe differently about, which I'm a bit of a hypocrite in that sense, because, you know, I was saying a lot about Kenobi, like the pressure is on because things that transpire in Kenobi might alter the course of my ability to watch the prequels, you know? But like, it wasn't as bad after we like
Because they did a
rewatched.
fantastic job.
Well, yeah,
What if
they
they didn't?
True, but then if it's like, if they didn't, you just can mentally mental separation. I'm talking like it's easier said than done, but that I love that point, Jim. I've always felt that way. Like, don't let one thing ruin the entire memory for you, like in your mind. Like, you have control over what you want to be canon or not. That's why when Visions came out and everyone was saying like it's not technically canon, but that's solely just to give the studios free, you know, more freedom of creation and storytelling, creative license and whatnot. Like, in my head, I was like, I don't care. It's canon to me. It's still Star Wars to me. Like, I feel like people put so much emphasis and weight on what is canon and what isn't.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, this is everything that I think all of us can agree on. If there's a blaster, there's a lightsaber, there's something with Star Wars or Lucasfilm slapped on the title, I mean, everyone here's going to watch it, right? Like, we're all going to watch it because we love it. So all this chatter and chit chat is all just coming of a place of endearment because we're all very obsessed and touched with the story and the lore and the world and everything. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the reality, right? Everything else is just preference and nitpicks and opinions and things like that. But at the end of the day, everyone here, I guarantee, is going to be watching the Mando episode as soon as it comes out, or within 24 to 48 hours after it comes out. And then we're all going to do the same thing next week. Even if we all hate the episode this week, we're still all going to watch the episode next week right. Because that's just the reality. So
I love that, Alice. Well, we might. What is this? Ace Ventura? Yes, I just saw people talking about Ace Ventura. How did this get started? I'm not going to question it because those movies are amazing and everybody should watch them. Great films. But yes, on that note, maybe we'll wrap it up for this evening, folks. I keep forgetting that it is Mando. I'm so excited. I really wish the clips are still coming.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think everybody here proved me wrong, so don't listen to me. What do I know? What do I know? Peace out, Dan the Man. I think we might all wrap this up. But yeah, we covered a lot of ground tonight. I'm glad to hear that this is an exciting time. There's so much to look forward to in the coming years here, for Star Wars. Everyone is saying episode 7 is amazing. Yeah. I know. I can't wait.
It's looking like we're in for a treat tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Ooh, one more from Dave. Thank you so much. Balon could be canon version of... I am not going to be able to say that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Dave's aware of what happens. John's aware of what happens, right? Like, the creators are aware of this, of the story, right? And yeah, I think they've already taken elements. I mean, the fact that Thrawn exists is proof that they're taking elements. I mean, the cloning stuff in Rise of Skywalker, like, they're taking bits and pieces of this. So, yeah, I think that there's a case. It could be possible. It could be inspired by. It could be a take of that character, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
We've seen them do it elsewhere, so they could certainly do it now.
I will be over on Evil Ewok. Yes, we got T-minus 2 hours, folks, till I will see you all again. I'm going to be streaming with Zach. I believe Alex is still on his European World Tour, I believe. No.
Oh, is he?
Yes, Alex is, I think. But I know Zach and I shall be there, so I will catch you guys in a couple more hours. Until then, if y'all are staying awake, but I'm sure of all weeks to stay awake, it's sounding like this is the one. So I'll see you guys very, very soon in a couple hours. But thank you all so much for hanging out and going strong. We went for like 2 hours this evening. He's back there. I'm going to get him out for my reaction. Don't worry, Dave. He is safe. He is all right. But thank you all so much to everybody who super chatted, everybody who hung out, even if you weren't interacting in the chat and you were just lurking and doing your thing. Yep. Thank you so much for being here in any capacity. And sorry that it's been a hot minute since we've done a Dork Discourse, but there was certainly lots to talk about this evening. Who knows? Maybe I always say this every week, but we'll see how tonight's episode goes down, and then maybe we'll stream again this week to talk about it. So fingers crossed. I hope let's manifest here that nobody here gets spoiled between now and then, and that we just only continue to hear that it is amazing and exciting and all good stuff. And everybody hold out. A few more hours left.
Want to go circle mode? Get some emojis raining.
Let's drain that emoji rain, because everybody always makes it rain. Yo! Let's go.
The Australian flag.
Rightfully so. Yep. Is that a
shout out to Australia. It's a big hot topic tonight. Yeah. There's always one off sidetrack conversation that lingers throughout the chat.
But you know what? It was funny.
This evening, it happened to be from our brothers and sisters in Australia.
Yes. So. Yo! Let's go. We got gorillas, we got monkeys, we got lightning. Holy shnikes, we got rain clouds, we got hearts, we got more flags. I love this. Let's go. We got smiley faces. Swords. The swords one is so funny to me. I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for hanging out and chatting. I think a lot of good stuff going forward. A lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Yep.
In the near term, we got Survivor coming up here soon. Is it safe to say that you will be?
I'll probably streaming
Fallen Order here soon.
Yep. So stay tuned for that if y'all want to endure that hot mess again. I love it. Love the emoji rain. On that note, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will maybe see you guys again later this week. Who knows? I hope everybody enjoys tonight's episode, and I'll catch you guys in a couple hours on Evil Ewok.
There we go. And with the USA.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about, Nicholas.
Bye, guys. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning, evening, everybody, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon.
Thanks for hanging out as always.
Woo!
It's a good one.
Bye, friends.